Hey guys, I want to talk to you about some ways that you are going to come across with perimeters or some problems you'll have and some ways that you can solve them. So I'm going to call this tricky perimeters. And I am going to draw an example on here. Let's say that I have a shape, a polygon, that looks something like this. And you're given some measurements. Now remember, we can find perimeter of a polygon. It's the distance around, okay? Let's say that this is 6 inches up here. And the side right here, this is going to be 3 inches. And this side over here is going to be 6 inches. I'm just randomly giving some numbers right now. And then this part over here is going to be, let's say 2 inches. This is not to scale. I'm just sketching right now. So I need to know the perimeter of my shape. But however, my problem is that I don't know this chunk right here. I don't have a number by it. I don't know how much it measures. And I'm also missing this part of the polygon right here. I don't have a number next to it. But we can figure this out, okay? Here's what we're going to do. If I think of my shape, instead of a funky polygon, if I just make it into a rectangle or a square, depending on what we're working with, I can easily figure out some of my missing pieces. So I know that I'm missing this piece right here. All right, so let's start there. I know that so far the length of, if I were to look at this part and if I were to draw it all the way out, see where I'm just grabbing it from the part that I don't know and I'm grabbing it all the way over? I know that the length of that is going to be 6 inches of that whole line segment from that corner all the way over. Because I know with rectangles, opposite sides are the same length, right? So if I know that this piece over here is 2 inches, this part up here is going to be 2 inches. And so all I need to do is do 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. And I know that this part is going to be 4 inches. Okay? Let me erase something so it's not so busy. Okay, so now we've learned that this part over here is 4 inches. Once again, this is not to scale. Okay. Now we need to find this little chunk on the side down here. We don't know this part. But if we think of our rectangle or square, it's kind of looking more squarish to me, especially since we have 6 by 6. That would tell me we're working with a square, because all the sides of a square are the same. And I need to find this part right here. And I know this side, I'm just changing it right now. This side is 6 inches. So what would this part be? Just kidding. Mrs. MacPhail's a little crazy. This is still 3 inches. So if I know this part right here, what I'm highlighting with my finger over and over and over and over and over, is 3 inches. And I know the length of this side is 6 inches. What do you think this little piece right here is going to be? Well, 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So this would be 3 inches. And then I would find my perimeter by adding all of the sides together. So I would do 6 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 6. And that would get me, let's see, 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 6. 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. 18 plus 6 would be 24. So my total distance would be 24 inches for my perimeter. One more thing I want to talk about, tricky perimeters. Let's say you're given a word problem that talks about a square has a side length of 8 centimeters. What is the perimeter? Well, you know something special about squares, and it's that all sides have the same length. So here's my square. Always draw a picture when you are doing perimeters. If a square has a side length of 8 centimeters, that means that one of the sides is 8 centimeters. That also means that each of the sides is going to be 8 centimeters as well, because all of the sides on a square are the same length. So your perimeter would be 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, which is equal to 32 centimeters.